Discover the life-changing moment when she revealed, "My mother once owned that amazing ring." Anna's heart raced as she held the tarnished ring in her palm, the glimmer of its gold a stark contrast to the dusty atmosphere of the estate sale. Eyes widening, she whispered the words, "My mother once owned that amazing ring." Years of longing and a mother's absence rushed back in a tidal wave of emotion, sweeping away her carefully curated routine, leaving only fragments of memories and a hope she had buried deep. The ring rested elegantly against her skin, its engraved edges whispering secrets of a past Anna had never known. This town, Maplewood, felt like a heavy cocoon, the air thick with stories left untold. Each day, she opened her vintage shop, treasures untold, surrounded by relics that echoed with laughter and tears of lives gone by. The sweet, lingering scent of old wood hung like a sigh in the air, a constant reminder that she too carried stories, albeit ones filled with regret and unfulfilled dreams. Holding that ring ignited something fierce within her, an irresistible desire to unravel the truths of her family's past. But it wasn't just the ring, it was the faintest whisper of hope to rekindle a connection with Clara, her mother, a woman who had vanished into the ether of ambition years ago, leaving Anna to navigate the world alone. A dispute over dreams had drawn a chasm between them, but this ring could be the bridge. Days passed as Anna delved through dusty boxes, uncovering her late grandmother's journal. There, hidden amidst fragile pages, were tales of Clara's relentless pursuit for a life beyond the confines of Maplewood. Each story painted a picture of a woman burdened by the weight of expectations, a woman with dreams, ambitions, and sorrow. Anna's heart constricted as she read about the ring. It had been created to symbolize resilience and commitment to family. Before auction day, Anna found herself standing at her front door, anchored by conflicting emotions. "Do I dare confront Clara?" she thought, before gathering her courage to reach out. The phone rang, each pulse of sound echoing her heartbeat. When Clara answered, a blanket of tension settled between them, the words coming out sharp and jagged. Clara, still chasing the American dream, had turned her back on the simplicity Anna had sought. They talked over old wounds and longings unveiled, the air thick with unexpressed hurt. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen." Now let's continue. As the auction loomed, Anna found herself torn between the allure of a brighter future and the heavy legacy of her past. She decided then to donate a portion of the auction proceeds to a local veterans charity, hoping to heal her own wounds while contributing to a community often overlooked. Standing with Clara at the auction, Anna felt a tightening in her chest, their shared pain electrifying the room. At that moment, the air buzzed with possibility, yet the shadows of their past lingered ominously. As bids flew and the tension thickened, Anna held her breath, caught between a frantic hope and a heart weighed down by unhealed scars. The haunting silence enveloped them all, the question lingering over the chorus of auctioneers: could they truly start anew, or would the chains of yesterday bind them forever? With anticipation mounting, the echoes of their past prepared to collide with an uncertain future, leaving everyone in that room waiting for resolution. The gavel struck, a sharp crack that reverberated in the air, stealing Anna's shaky breath. She felt every gaze in the room turn towards her, and in that split second, the weight of expectation crushed her. It was surreal, the room buzzing with energy, yet in her mind, time seemed to suspend. Clara stood beside her, hesitant but resolute, their whispered conversation earlier still lingering between them like an unopened letter. They had shared laughs and sorrow, mending tiny rips in their relationship as they prepared for this auction. But seeing the items up for bids, symbolic pieces of their shared history, stirred a mix of pride and dread in Anna. The ring sparkled there, poised to reclaim a place in her life or to elude her grasp once more. People raised their paddles, the numbers dancing in the air like glowing embers, but Anna felt herself disconnected from the sea of bids. Her mind spun. Could her mother's ambitions truly be reconciled with a life Anna built from yearnings for stability and connection? The ring belonged to Clara's past, a past that Anna had been desperately trying to understand. But what if accepting this piece of her mother's life meant relinquishing her own identity? The auctioneer's voice filled the air, the cadence urgent and persuasive. Next bid for the exquisite ring, a remarkable family heirloom. Anna could sense Clara's rigid stance beside her, her thoughts flickering like candle flames, hopeful yet guarded. I can't lose this, Anna thought. Not again. She glanced sideways at Clara. There was uncertainty written on her mother's face, shadows of missed opportunities and heartaches blended with flickers of love and encouragement. In that moment, Anna felt an urge to break a barrier that had confined them for too long. Mom, she said, her voice barely above a whisper, but it resonated in the charged air. This ring is a part of your journey. We can both wear it together. Clara's breath hitched, and for a moment, the thrumming tension between them dulled. It was as if the chaos of the auction faded, all eyes momentarily shifting from the ring back to their unexpected connection. Anna's heart raced, daring to hope that perhaps there was a chance to reconcile their dreams, but the countdown was ticking. Out of the corner of her eye, she spotted a familiar face from the back of the crowd. It was Sarah, her childhood friend, who had left Maplewood years ago, carrying dreams to chase in far-off places. Anna felt an odd twist in her gut. Why was she here now? As the bids continued to rise, she wavered between the ring and the figure of Sarah. Memories flooded back, sharing secrets, laughter, and ambitions that once danced on shared dreams. Did Sarah know the weight that the ring carried? Did she sense the struggle that Anna fought daily against the whispers of failure and desire? Before she could think further, Anna raised her paddle instinctively, her heart thundering. 5,000. The words left her lips like a jolt, stirring gasps from the audience. Clara's eyes widened, and for a moment, time froze. What have I just done? Every doubt crashed down around her. The auctioneer acknowledged her bid, excitement pulsing through the room, but Anna felt adrift, the stakes now impossibly high. There's no turning back now, she thought, that mix of anticipation and dread swirling within. Clara turned to her, pride and fear mingled in her gaze. The crowd roared with excitement, but the noise fell away as Anna locked eyes with Clara, battling her own demons. Could this be what they needed, this leap into uncertainty? As the bids continued to soar, Anna found herself whispering to herself, what would it mean for us? Each moment felt like an eternity as she fought to carve a new path. The ring glimmered not just with gold but with the promise of healing, crossing generations. Then, just as swiftly as it began, the gavel fell once more. Sold. The word echoed, binding Anna and Clara in a moment of shared realization and newfound hope, but as cheers erupted around them, Anna's heart sank. In the tumult of victory, she had overlooked something, and now, uncertainty loomed larger than ever. What did this purchase signify for their relationship? Would it solve everything, or would it only uncover more layers of hurt? With her heart racing and the weight of the ring heavy in her palm, Anna faced Clara, the bridge between their worlds fragile yet ready to be tested. What truths had they yet to discover together? As the crowd began to disperse, Anna felt clamoring questions bubble to the surface, demanding answers that might change everything. Would this ring truly heal their relationship, or merely mark the beginning of a deeper journey into their complex past? As the echoes of the gavel faded, Anna felt the ring's cool metal press against her palm, a tangible anchor amidst the swirling chaos. Clara's eyes glistened with unshed tears, a mix of disbelief and pride illuminating her features. But joy quickly began to yield to anxiety, the weight of the moment settling heavily on both of their shoulders. Anna, Clara said, breaking the silence that had wrapped itself tightly around them. Her voice was trembling, brittle with apprehension. What does this mean for us? For our relationship? Anna glanced at the crowd dispersing around them. Friends and acquaintances exchanged congratulatory words, laughter scattering in the air, but all she could focus on was the silence settled between her and Clara. She forced herself to meet her mother's eyes. I thought it could be a new beginning. Something we both could share, she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. For us to rebuild, to understand each other more. The words tumbled out, holding a thread of hope but carrying the weight of reality. Rebuild? Clara echoed, disbelief flickering across her face. You can't just buy a ring and expect to fix years of estrangement. I know it's not that simple, Anna rushed to add, a knot tightening in her stomach. But it's a symbol, Mom. This ring, it represents everything you've been, what we've been through together. Maybe, just maybe it's the start we need. Her heart thumped wildly in her chest. The truth was, she was terrified. The ring was not just an object, it was a bridge to memories both beautiful and painful. They stood in the middle of the bustling room, lost in their conversation, as people swirled around them, their lives continuing on obliviously. Time was slipping away, and Anna could feel the deep chasm of years of unspoken words pressing down. Clara looked away, her gaze drifting across the room, searching for something she couldn't quite name. I lost so much when I, made the choices I did, she finally confessed quietly, her voice heavy with regret. And I just don't know if I can let it change now, after everything. Anna's breath caught in her throat. Mom, you don't have to carry that alone. We can share the burden, share the journey of forgiveness. Clara turned back, her expression softening but tinged with hesitation. Forgiveness, it feels like a monumental task. You've built a life without me. Can I just step back into your world? Anna's heart raced. She had wanted this, they both wanted this. You need to give it a chance, Mom. Just like I need to learn to see you fully, not just as a mother but as a person, with hopes and failures. The sincerity in her daughter's eyes made Clara's heart ache. It won't be easy, she whispered, vulnerability stripping her defenses. But maybe I could try, for you, for us. Anna nodded, a flicker of hope igniting in the depth of her doubts. But a weight hung in the air, a looming question: were they prepared for the truths that would surface as they navigated this journey together? Just then, an unexpected voice broke through the crowd. Anna! It was Sarah, and the brightness of her presence set off an avalanche of memories for Anna. She turned, trepidation knotting her stomach. What brings you back here? Anna asked, managing a tentative smile while feeling many layers of unresolved issues surfacing. I heard about the auction, and I had to come see. I wanted to support you, Sarah replied, a hint of hesitation murking her excitement. Anna's pulse quickened. Would Sarah understand the fragile thread holding her and Clara together? As Sarah reached out to hug her, Anna felt the warmth of the past and the starkness of the present colliding, the specter of old friendships and layered wounds looming close. Can we really move forward? Anna thought, glancing at Clara. And how will Sarah fit in? As Clara puzzled over the new arrival, unease rippling through her, Anna could sense that another layer of complexity had just been added. Would this reunion unravel their fragile progress or fortify their bond? What was meant to lift them up might instead bring back hidden wounds in the light of day. The echo of their past roles, unspoken tensions, and new dynamics hummed in the air, waiting to be unearthed. Where do we go from here? Anna asked herself, the dawn of a new phase looming, yet wrapped in uncertainty. Would new connections deepen their healing, or would the shadows of the past cast a longer shadow than they had imagined? The air felt charged with unspoken words as Anna pulled back from Sarah's embrace, searching the depths of her friend's eyes for understanding. She caught a flicker of confusion mixed with concern, which only heightened the pressure around Clara and herself. Everything okay? Sarah asked, tilting her head to meet Anna's gaze. Yeah, it's just a lot is happening, Anna replied, her lips stretching into a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. She gestured slightly toward Clara, who stood awkwardly, her discomfort palpable amidst the buzzing crowd. Sarah followed Anna's gaze, her brows knitting together in realization. Oh! I didn't know you two were reconciling. It's a work in progress, Clara said, forcing a smile. Her voice trembled slightly at the edges but carried an underlying strength that Anna hadn't noticed until now. Every word felt like a tightrope walk, balancing hope with the weight of the past. Sarah stepped closer to Clara, and Anna felt a pang of anxiety. The layers of their old friendship were tangling in a way that made her uneasy. "Hi, I'm Sarah. It's nice to finally meet you." Clara nodded, briefly meeting her eyes. "You too. Anna spoke about you often." "Really?" Sarah beamed, glancing sideways at Anna. "All good things, I hope." "They were complicated," Anna interjected, fearing the line where past conversations had brushed against old wounds. Clara's expression shifted, a shadow crossing her face, as if she were reminded of conversations they couldn't have. Anna caught her breath, the same tightness creeping in. "So," Sarah continued, attempting to lighten the air, "I saw the ring. It's stunning. Where did you find it?" Anna's heart raced again, her fingers tightening around the cool metal. "It was my grandmother's. I thought it could symbolize something for us." "Wow," Sarah replied, admiration clear in her tone. "That must mean a lot to you." "It does," Anna said, forcing courage into her voice. "It's about learning to let go and rebuilding." The tremor in Clara's chin grew more pronounced. "Maybe it's a little more complicated than that," she murmured, challenging the optimism filling the room. The truth lingered heavily, awaiting acknowledgement. Anna felt torn. Had she pushed too fast? "I want this to be a new beginning," she said, her voice trembling. "But sometimes I wonder if that's too naive." "What do you think, Sarah?" Clara asked, suddenly searching for a lifeline outside herself. "Can we just rewind and fix years of hurt? Is that realistic?" The question hung, suspended in the air, and Anna could see Sarah's resolve hardening as she chose her words carefully. "Relationships aren't easy," Sarah began softly. "They require work, and it sounds like you both want to put in the effort. But it'll take time. And on top of that, we've got so much history," Anna added, feeling the warmth creep back into her chest. "Can we just forget the past?" Sarah shook her head. "We learn from our past. We draw strength from it. But it can't dictate our future. All of you need to talk to really talk." Clara's grip tightened on her purse, a storm brewing behind her calm facade. "Talking can lead to more pain," she whispered, almost to herself. "Or it can lead to understanding," Anna countered, her heart pounding. The tug-of-war between hope and fear felt almost tangible as they stood, reflecting on what lay ahead. Would they follow through with the conversations that had been so desperately overdue? "Just promise me one thing," Anna insisted, stepping forward to meet Clara's hesitant gaze. "No more pretending. We face everything together, even if it hurts." Clara's lips parted, a flicker of vulnerability crossing her face. I can try," but then Sarah intervened. "Wait, what if I share something that could change everything? Anna, do you remember that old story I told you?" "What story?" Anna asked, her pulse racing again. "You won't believe it, your mother might not have only used to own that ring." A sharp inhale echoed between them, and in that moment, Anna felt as if the ground shifted beneath her. What could Sarah possibly reveal that would alter their fragile connection? Would this new development strengthen their bond, or would it open old wounds that threatened to pull them apart again? Anna's breath hitched, a rush of emotions colliding inside her. The brightly colored lights of the event around them seemed to fade, the bustling crowd dimming into a hushed backdrop of whispers. "What do you mean my mother owned it?" she asked, her voice barely more than a whisper. Sarah looked between Anna and Clara, her eyes wide with the weight of the revelation. "I thought you knew. I mean, I didn't realize you didn't. My mom used to tell me stories about that ring, about how it was special to her." Clara's gaze flickered, confusion wrestling with the familiarity of the piece of jewelry resting in Anna's palm. "How could you possibly know that?" "Because," Sarah replied, taking a step closer, "my mom worked with yours for years at the same charity. They were really close." Her voice softened, like a comforting blanket in the discomfort of the moment. Anna felt the walls around her heart fracture. "You mean to say it belonged to my mom? But why would it end up with me?" "I don't know all the details," Sarah said, shaking her head. "But I remember my mom saying how much your mother cherished it, how it represented hope, connection. I never understood what that meant until now." Clara stepped forward, her interest piqued. "Hope? Connection? It sounds like it was more than just a ring." Anna's mind raced. Had this ring always meant something bigger? Had she unknowingly worn the essence of her mother's love, longing, and possibly the strain of buried secrets on her finger? "Did your mom ever mention anything else? Anything about where it went or why?" Sarah hesitated, searching her memory. "Just that your mom faced some struggles, decisions that changed things between her and the family. She always regretted losing things that mattered, but she never went into details." Anna's heart sank. Struggles. That makes sense now. It explains so much of what's been missing. "I thought she just moved on." "Maybe she didn't want to," Clara added quietly, the tremor of pain echoing in her voice. "Maybe there were things unresolved between all of you." The weight of that reality settled heavily on Anna's chest, filling her with a curious ache. Could this ring be the key to understanding the silences of her past? The distance that had grown when she lost her mother? "But why didn't you ever say anything before?" Anna asked, turning to Sarah, the urgency in her voice as desperate as the questions swirling inside her. "I thought you knew." "Maybe it was naive of me," Sarah admitted, her eyes glistening with sympathy. "I just thought it was a part of your family's story, the part you owned. I didn't want to intrude." "Not intruding, just protecting," Clara mused softly. "It's hard to share burdens like that, especially when feelings are tangled." Anna felt tears pool in her eyes as the memories of her mother flooded back, the warmth of her embrace, the little talks they'd shared. If my mother had struggles, what did she carry? Silence enveloped them, the echo of unspoken truths weighing heavily in the air. Anna glanced down at the ring, so many layers of love and loss spinning in its delicate form. "Maybe this is what we all need to face," Clara said finally, taking a deep breath. "If there are stories to be told, perhaps we need to start sharing them. For your mom, Anna, and for each other." A buzz of uncertainty crackled in the air, but it was laced with the hint of possibility. Could this ring truly open the doorway to healing? Anna squeezed the cool metal, her heart racing. "Then let us face it together. I can't go through this alone, not anymore." Just when it seemed like the moment might bring a glimmer of hope, Sarah's phone chimed, breaking the tension. She looked at the screen, a flash of worry crossing her face. "I have to take this. Please, don't stop this conversation. It's crucial." "What if more surprises come out?" Clara asked, her voice heavy with the weight of emotion. "Just remember," Anna said, a spark of determination igniting in her chest, "no more secrets. We uncover everything. I need to know." As Sarah stepped away, the towering pressures of the past loomed ever closer. What truths lay buried, waiting to be unearthed? Would the echoes of Anna's mother reveal peace, or would they shatter everything once more? Anna swallowed hard, her throat tight with anticipation. She could feel Clara's eyes on her, a mixture of support and worry. The seconds stretched painfully as Sarah walked away, her figure swallowed by the throng of partygoers. "What now?" Clara finally broke the silence, her hands fidgeting with her own jewelry, a nervous habit that Anna had noticed before. "I don't know," Anna admitted, her voice tremulous. I feel like this ring is a key. If it belonged to my mother and meant so much to her, maybe it can unlock something within me too." Unlock what? Clara asked, stepping closer. The warmth of her presence offered a small comfort. What are you hoping to find? Answers, Anna replied, her voice firmer this time. I want to understand her better. Understand what drove her decisions. Why she seemed so distant sometimes. Was I the reason? Or were there deeper struggles? Maybe you already have a glimpse, Clara suggested, nodding toward the ring. This connection with Sarah, it feels significant, like fate is guiding you. Fate, or a cruel joke, Anna muttered, her mind swirling with doubt. The idea that her mother had left behind a tangled web of emotions felt overwhelming. What if I uncover things I can't handle? That's a risk with discovery, isn't it? Clara replied softly. But it's also a chance for healing. Maybe by connecting with your past, you can forgive her and yourself. Anna's heart surged with longing. It felt daunting, yet there was a sliver of hope, a whisper of understanding. You really think it could lead to that? I believe it could. But you have to be willing to face the pain, Anna. Clara gently placed a hand on Anna's shoulder, grounding her. And you won't be alone. With the weight of her friend's reassurance settling around her like a protective blanket, Anna looked at the ring again. The silver caught the light, glinting with an almost magical gleam. This wasn't just a piece of jewelry, it was a bridge to her mother's past, her struggles and triumphs, her unfulfilled dreams and desires. Then, they both turned as Sarah returned, her face pale, phone still in hand. The energy between them dimmed, the air stifling with an unspoken anxiety. It's about the charity, Sarah began, her voice trembling. There's been a situation. What kind of situation? Anna pressed, a knot of worry forming in her stomach. I don't know how to say this, but someone from the charity reached out. They said your mom had personal belongings that never made it back to you. Items that are connected to her past. Anna's breath caught in her throat. What do you mean? What belongings? Specific ones, Sarah continued, her voice quieter. Things tied to both the charity work and your family. They're asking if you want them. It feels important. Some of them might even explain everything. Time seemed to freeze around her. A part of Anna felt the rush of something new, fear mixed with a bizarre sense of destiny. So, all the pieces of the puzzle are still out there waiting for me? Yes, Sarah confirmed, her eyes wide with concern and empathy. Anna looked at Clara, who nodded encouragingly, and then back at Sarah. What do we need to do? Sarah's expression was a mixture of uncertainty and energy. We need to go to the charity's office. It's where they've kept everything, and they let us in. But it's not going to be easy. If there are emotions tied to those belongings, it might open old wounds. Anna took a deep breath, a weight of readiness swelling within her. It's time to face the past. I can't ignore it any longer. The unknown lay ahead, shrouded in shadows and light. But Anna could feel hope, radiating from both her friendships and the ring still resting against her palm. What's next? Clara asked, her voice steadier now, brimming with quiet resolve. Next, Anna said, determination hardening her expression, we find out who my mother really was and what we might inherit from her life. As they moved toward the door, Anna felt her pulse quicken. What revelations awaited her, hidden in the folds of time? Would they shatter her world or lead to newfound strength? She could hardly wait to find out. Anna stepped into the cool evening air, the warm glow of the party fading behind her as they left the chatter and laughter. The streets were bustling, yet she felt a strange sense of calm envelop her. Clara walked beside her, and Sarah, despite her earlier tension, was clearly determined to guide them through this journey. Do you really think it'll help? Anna asked, her thoughts drifting. She glanced at the ring, its shine still vivid against the backdrop of a world that felt both familiar and distant. Clara looked at her, eyes bright. It can help, Anna. No matter the outcome, it's a chance to know her better. An exhale escaped Anna's lips. She wanted to believe. What if those belongings contained letters? Photos? Pieces of her mother's life that had never reached her? As they finally approached the charity's office, a modest building nestled between more notable structures, a surge of emotions threatened to overwhelm her. "This is it," Sarah said, stopping at the heavy door. She turned to face them, her expression serious. "Are you both ready?" Anna nodded vigorously, but her heart raced. She felt the gravity of what lay beyond that door. Clara squeezed her hand, a gesture that felt grounding. Inside, the air was cool, but the atmosphere vibrated with an energy all its own. Boxes stacked high filled the small office. A few framed photos hung on the walls, smiling faces mixed with joy and hope, yet they were reminders of all that had been lost. A woman behind the counter noticed them. "Can I help you?" she asked, her smile warm yet faintly curious. "Hi, we were told about some belongings related to Anna's mother," Sarah explained, moving closer to the counter. "We want to see them." "Ah, yes. I believe we have several items," the woman replied, her tone shifting to professional. "Just a moment." As she disappeared into the back, Anna glanced at Clara and Sarah, her stomach doing flips. What if they don't mean anything? She whispered, fear replacing the earlier resolve. Clara leaned in, her voice soft. "Even if they don't, it's a part of your journey. You have to trust that." The woman returned with a box in hand, and Anna's breath hitched as she watched her set it down on the counter. The lady opened the box with a gentle push, revealing a collection of worn objects, a faded leather journal, a silver locket, and assorted letters tied neatly with fraying twine. Each item felt sacred, holding stories long forgotten. "Everything in this box was gathered from your mother's belongings," the woman said. "I hope there is something here that resonates with you." Anna's fingers trembled as she reached for the journal. The leather felt soft beneath her touch. It had an aged smell, reminiscent of old libraries and cherished memories. She opened it slowly, her eyes scanning the handwritten words. "I don't even know what I'm looking for," she breathed, uncertainty nagging at her, but as she flipped through the pages, one name stood out repeatedly: Margaret. It wasn't just a name, it was a relationship, a bond. Was Margaret her mother's closest friend? Or perhaps someone she had lost? Suddenly, a shudder coursed through her. Tears welled in her eyes. Everything seemed to come into focus, the names, the struggles of her mother's past emerged from the shadows. "Anna, are you okay?" Clara asked, concern peppering her voice. I think I am," Anna whispered back, her heart both aching and soaring. "There's so much I didn't know." The letters beckoned her with secrets yearning to be unveiled, and the locket sparkled mysteriously, hinting at dreams once lived. "Do you think I'm ready for this?" Anna pondered aloud, looking at her friends. "Only you can decide that," Sarah replied softly. "But you're not alone." Anna took a deep breath, steeling herself against the tide of emotions. She felt the weight of each belonging, and just then, she realized, this search was not just about her mother, it was about reclaiming her own identity too. As they gathered the items, Anna caught a glimpse of what this journey could mean. She knew deep down that every story unveiled would bring her closer to understanding, closer to herself. What if the locket contains a picture? Clara mused softly, breaking the moment of silence. Anna straightened, her heart pounding again. What if it does? Who was she really? The questions buzzed in her mind as they left the office. Once again, Anna stood on the precipice of discovery, poised to delve deeper into her mother's heart, and her own. What awaited them beyond these reflections? There was something stirring, an impending transformation that she wouldn't dare miss. The chill of the evening air brushed against Anna's cheeks as she stepped away from the charity office, the weight of the box nestled in her arms filled with her mother's past. Clara and Sarah flanked her, their expressions a mix of encouragement and concern. The streets, alive with the sounds of the city, felt the same yet utterly changed. "Let us find a place to sit," Sarah suggested, scanning their surroundings. "We can go through everything together." "Yeah," Anna replied, lost in the multitude of emotions swirling inside her. Finding a nearby park, they settled on a bench that overlooked a fountain, the sound of water softly spraying into the air. The moon cast a silver glow over the scene, making the moment feel both magical and serene. With trembling fingers, Anna opened the box. The familiar smell of aged paper filled her nostrils, mingling with the fresh evening air. As she pulled out the journal, the weight of it hit her again. This was a piece of her mother, a piece of her. "Should I read something?" Anna asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Absolutely," Clara encouraged. Leaning closer, Anna took a deep breath and opened the journal to the first page, her heart racing. "Okay, here goes," she murmured, and began to read aloud, her voice shaky at first but steadying as she delved into her mother's words. "Margaret and I met at the old library. She showed me the world of books, of stories that felt more real than life itself." The words flowed, painting images of a younger version of her mother, filled with hopes and dreams. A pang of longing struck Anna. What if I had known her? What ifs are a part of the journey, Sarah interjected gently. "Just keep reading." As Anna continued, snippets of her mother's life unfolded, revealing passions, fears, and friendships. Each entry felt like a glimpse into a woman she had always wanted to know, a woman who was more than just a memory. With each turn of the page, tears welled in her eyes, and new questions formed in her heart. "I never knew," she wrote so vividly. "It's like I can see her," Anna said, a smile breaking through her tears. Clara placed a supportive hand on her back. "You are seeing her, Anna. This is her legacy." With newfound determination, Anna reached for the locket, her fingers brushing over its cold surface. The anticipation felt electric. What if there's a photo inside? What if it's a picture of her with Margaret? "Then we'll find out together," Sarah said, her voice full of warmth. Anna opened the locket, and there nestled within was a tiny photo, worn at the edges but unmistakable. It was of her mother, young and radiant, her smile a perfect mirror of Anna's own. Beside her stood a woman, Margaret. They looked inseparable, a bond of friendship radiating through the photograph. "Wow," Anna breathed, her heart swelling with emotion. They were so close. "It must have meant the world to her," Clara remarked, her eyes glistening. Anna's mind raced. What happened? Why did she never mention Margaret? As excitement mixed with anxiety, Anna held the locket tightly, turning it over in her palm. Each question weighed heavier than the last, merging curiosity with the need to understand. "Maybe the next letter holds the answer," Sarah suggested, leaning back on the bench with a thoughtful expression. Anna nodded, her hands trembling slightly as she reached for the letters tied in twine. She pulled one free, its paper fragile and yellowed over time. "Let us see what it says." But before she could unfold it, the bustling sounds of the park shifted. A group of familiar voices broke through, laughter floating over, tugging at Anna's heart with an unexpected pang of nostalgia. "Is that?" Clara trailed off, peering into the crowd. Anna turned, curiosity piquing her interest. Her heart raced as she spotted familiar faces approaching, yet the emotions tangled in her chest left her breathless. Here they were, friends of her mother, perhaps even remnants of the past that would lead her to the truth she sought. "Anna," Sarah whispered, sensing the sudden tension. "What do we do?" The swirling vortex of time felt dizzying. Now, standing at this crossroads, Anna had to decide, would she confront this piece of her past, or retreat into the secrets she was beginning to unravel? There was so much more to uncover, and the ties between her mother and her own identity were pulling her forward into untold stories. What would she learn from them? And would this moment change everything? Anna's heart thudded in her chest as she turned to face the approaching group. The laughter faded into the background, replaced by a rush of memories not her own, but those of a mother she barely knew. Each familiar face brought forth new emotions, like waves crashing over her. What if they know something? Clara whispered, peering at the crowd with a mix of interest and caution. I don't know, Anna stammered, her throat tightening. The letters felt like iron chains in her hands, anchoring her to the bench when all her instincts screamed to stand up and bridge the gap between past and present. Just breathe, Sarah urged, nudging her gently. We're here for you, whatever you decide. Anna watched intently as the group neared 3 men and 2 women, all in animated conversation. Then she noticed something striking. One of the women, with bright red hair and a warm smile, was wearing a ring that sparkled like stars against the night sky. As she laughed, the ring caught the light, and Anna felt a sudden pull, a connection she couldn't explain. Anne! Look who it is! The woman's voice rang out, her eyes sparkling with recognition. Is that really you? At the sound of her name, Anna felt a jolt. It was a name from her childhood, one she had only heard in passing stories of her mother's youth. This was someone who had known her mother, who had shared her memories. Beth, Anna managed to reply, rising from the bench. She was like a moth drawn to the flame of familiarity. I didn't expect to see you here. I would say the same. Beth exclaimed, her arms opening wide. The embrace felt like a warm blanket, comforting yet overwhelming. I can't believe how much you look like her. Anna pulled back, her thoughts racing. You knew my mother? Of course. We were inseparable once upon a time. I have so many stories about her. A sparkle ignited in Beth's eyes as if recalling her own cherished memories. But where have you been? And what brings you to the park at this hour? Clara and Sarah stood a polite distance back, sensing the stage was set for revelations not shared in years. Anna hesitated. Actually, I've been going through some of her things, trying to connect with her. A beautiful endeavor, Beth said softly, tilting her head in understanding. What have you found? Anna glanced back at her friends. Forcing courage into her voice, she replied, a journal, letters, and this locket. She pulled the locket from her pocket, showing it to Beth. The image of her mother shone through the glass, glowing with history. Beth studied it, her eyes misty with emotions. Lillian, she said, her voice catching, that locket held memories of us. We had great adventures. What happened? Anna interrupted. She was desperate for answers, for someone to unlock her mother's past. Why didn't she ever mention you? Beth hesitated, emotions visibly flooding her expression. Well, it's complicated. Life gets in the way, friendships drift, but there was always love. She leaned closer to Anna, her tone shifting to one filled with urgency. You need to know, your mother was a force. She loved fiercely and lost deeply. You might find the answers you seek in that journal. Anna bit her lip, sensing the weight of Beth's words. I just don't understand why all of this was hidden. What was she trying to protect me from? Some stories are harder to tell. But Lillian, she wouldn't want you to feel disconnected from her. You deserve to know her truth. The soothing patter of the fountain in the background faded into a dull roar, replaced by the pulse of Anna's thoughts. She felt pulled between the comfort of the past and the uncertainty of what she might discover. Would you be willing to talk more? Anna asked, hope bubbling inside her. I need to know more about her life, about you and Margaret. The letters, the locket, I feel like I'm on the brink of something important. Beth smiled, her warmth contagious. I'd love to. But why don't we sit and I'll share everything I can. As they all settled back onto the bench, Anna couldn't shake the feeling that this moment could be the beginning of change. Each word and story had the power to reshape everything she thought she knew, but could she truly face the reality of her mother's life? Would the truth, once uncovered, bring her closer to the woman she so dearly missed, or pull them apart further still? With questions swirling in her mind, Anna felt the answers just out of reach, waiting to plunge her into a world she had only glimpsed through the eyes of others. The park was alive with twilight, shadows stretching across the grass as Anna, Clara, Sarah, and Beth settled into a circle of friendship forged anew. Anna's heart raced like a drum in her chest, each beat echoing a longing for integration. The ring rested lightly against her chest, a symbol of what could be reclaimed, a tether to a woman who had been lost to her for too long. "Tell me about my mom," Anna urged, her voice firm yet laced with reverence. The affection in Beth's eyes warmed her, like sunlight breaking through the clouds. Lillian was a dreamer. She believed in the power of stories, in the magic of friendships, and she had the biggest heart. Beth's gaze drifted, as if she was recalling especially vivid memories. "We would spend hours in libraries, lost in tales of adventure. She taught me how to embrace life fully." Anna swallowed hard, picturing her mother in those moments, alive with joy, laughter ringing like music. "But then what happened? Why did she stop sharing that life with me?" Beth sighed, her voice trembling slightly. "Life got complicated," she confessed. "Ambitions pulled her away, and our paths diverged. But the love she held for you, Anna, it's the most powerful thing she carried. She wanted so much for you. That's why she left. She thought moving away would give you better opportunities." Anna's heart ached. Her mother had tried to protect her, but Anna had needed her failings and her triumphs all the same. "But I just wanted her to stay." Clara squeezed Anna's hand, grounding her in the moment. "It's okay to feel that way, sweetheart. You had every right to want her close." Beth, sensing the bittersweet tension, continued, "And she missed you terribly. Every time I saw her, there was this sadness in her eyes. She wrote letters, Anna. Letters she never sent." "Letters?" Anna echoed, a tingle of excitement buzzing through her. "What did they say?" "I don't know all the details," Beth admitted. "But she spoke of regrets, of a bond she wished to strengthen but didn't know how. Those letters held the key to her heart. Maybe they still do." Anna's breath quickened. She realized this journey was even bigger than bridging her own past. It was about healing generations intertwined in silence. "I need to find those letters. I need to know what she felt. Maybe we can understand each other after all these years. But are you ready for what you might uncover?" Clara said gently, concern etched across her brows. "Yes." Anna exclaimed, firm resolve blooming anew inside her. "I want to face it all, every joyful memory, every painful scar. If it leads me closer to who I am, I have to try." Beth nodded, admiration glimmering in her eyes. "Then you're already on your way. Lillian would never want you to carry the burden of misunderstanding. She wanted you to know her completely." Just then, Sarah, whose eyes sparkled with support, chimed in. "Remember, we're all here for you. You don't have to take this journey alone." In that moment, Anna felt a surge of gratitude wash over her. With all their support, she could brave the waves of her mother's past. The weight of what was unresolved gently lifted, leaving room for something new to blossom. Equipped with the shared stories and bolstered by friendship, Anna looked towards Beth. "Can you help me find those letters?" "I'll try my best," Beth promised, her smile radiant. "There might be more at my house, a box filled with Lillian's memories, pictures, and heartfelt notes. It may be buried somewhere deep, but it's worth the search. Together, we can piece together her story." The prospect of uncovering the layers of her mother's life sparked an ember of hope within Anna. Maybe there was healing to be found, not in erasing the past, but in embracing every part of it. They spent more time sharing stories, laughter slipping freely between them as the sun dipped below the horizon. Anna reveled in the warmth of connection, the laughter weaving into her fabric of being. Each shared tale painted a fuller picture of her mother, bringing Anna closer to her and forging bond after bond of revelation. As the last hues of the day faded into dusk, Anna lowered her gaze to the ring, intertwined with the promise of reconnection between mother and daughter, past and present. It was an emblem of love, legacy, and the bright light that awaited at the end of dark tunnels. Determined to delve deeper into her mother's world, Anna felt the pull of the journey ahead. With Clara's unwavering support, Sarah's friendship, and Beth's guidance, they would navigate together through the complex tapestry of stories and healing. Anna tilted her chin up, breathing in the cool night air. It was time to embrace her legacy, to unearth the letters that would finally bridge the gap between her longing heart and her mother's distant dreams. "I'm ready," Anna proclaimed softly, the words spilling from her heart with newfound conviction. "Ready to uncover everything." In that moment, the park echoed with hope as they exchanged determined glances, hearts entwined in a promise of discovery, and the journey of healing had only just begun. Now more than ever, Anna understood this was not just about a ring. It was about family, lost and found, threads of connection woven tighter in the fabric of an intricate, beautiful life. Don't wait another second. Subscribe immediately to the channel so you don't miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and let it thrive. Comment below with your reactions and feelings about the ending you need to share. And share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. True fans understand the importance of supporting this channel through these actions.